Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakfield Farm. Looking at the statistics for overnight, we didn't really do too well for milk. We usually get at least £2,000. But on the plus side, the bunker silo was done fermenting, which is good. So we have actually, we've lost some money there. It would always be good if we can keep the expenses lower than the income, but it isn't always possible. So yeah, just obviously last night wasn't the best night ever. So the crops are actually wet at the moment. It did rain at the end of the previous video. I mentioned it was about to rain, and it did do, so it's a bit damp. But yeah, we're looking at this trailer here, this CDModelz trailer. It's called the Aluminium 14.5 ton, I think, or 14 ton, which we did have, which we have had, I should say, for most of the series. But I forgot we had it. Yeah, the Aluminium 14.5 ton. Now, it is a good and a bad thing that we have it, because I have just bought the other trailer, the 16 ton trailer, which is a good thing, because then we can carry more. But at the same time, do we need 3 trailers? Because we actually have the Silage trailer too. I'm going to say it is a good thing to keep it. We're going to keep all 3, unless we become really, really desperate for money. Because we can park this up at the side of the field and use it as like a backup trailer, so it could be very useful. While the crops are just drying off a bit this morning, we're going to get things set up. The tractor is over here. I've had a lot of people demanding I use the Massey Ferguson, so we will do today. I think the Massey Ferguson will be the tractor which goes onto the aluminium trailer just as the sort of backup one, but it will be used, definitely. It will definitely be used. Right, okay, so I'll just drive around here. We do still have 11,000 litres in the trailer, so if we can do, we're going to go and fill it up to the top first. Unless I decide to start tipping in the yard directly, which we probably will do today, but we must make sure it's actually undercover. Talking about being undercover, that actually brings me on to another comment which was made by Virtual Farmer, the creator of the Landrover Defender, and he actually commented and said that I shouldn't leave the grass bales inside, which is a very fair point, because apparently, and I should have known this anyway, if you leave the grass bales even inside with seasons, it will still rot. So I think what we're going to have to do is actually consume those bales as soon as possible. Where should I put these? Yeah, my bunker has been taken up with silage. I suppose I could put the front mower in here, but the back one I'm not too sure. So yeah, I will have to use those bales as soon as possible before they rot. So thank you, Virtual Farmer. Very useful tip there. Bit of information. Very good. It's comments like that which really do help a lot, because I could just go through the entire series doing stuff and then discovering later on that something has rotted away or disappeared because I have been negligent of the rules of seasons. Right, okay, so if we can lower this down, I think it might unfold yet. We'll drop it here, and then we'll attach the 7490 to the aluminium trailer. Should go well. I do still want to update the number plates. I'm still not entirely sure exactly how to do it. As far as I'm aware, you do just change the texture in the files. I used to do this all the time with FS09, but ever since then I've never done it, so I don't know if the idea is the same. I would guess it is. I wouldn't have thought it's too difficult. Right, okay, so that's good. The crops are wet, as I've said, so we can't start straight away, but we'll start as soon as possible. Yeah, if I just turn the engine off here, it's ready to go at least. We can tip into here, and then we can refill from the correct silo. Or do you refill from here? Yeah, refill from here. But I kind of do want to tip into a barn, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. I know it's much easier to tip into the pit, because then you can just refill in seconds instead of using a wheel loader. Maybe for this year we'll have to, because it would mean buying a wheel loader to do it really. We could use the telehandler, but it wouldn't be as fast. Although, I know that in real life, many farms do load up the lorries and trailers and stuff with a telehandler, and it works very effectively. It's just for Farming Simulator it might be a bit slow. So there goes the first load of canola into storage. We've already sold one load over at the store, and possibly the next load will be sold too. We'll have to check the pricing. Unlikely. It's a different place now. Empire Stores is the best. The price is rising quite well though with Hilltop Stores, so possibly we might do a great demand sale very soon. But for the time being we'll have to put it into storage. Right, up to the field. Okay, so when we get up here, we'll probably put the Massey Ferguson tractor at the side of the field, and I think, yeah, we'll just put this one somewhere in the field as we'll be casting alongside as the combine's moving. So, somewhere up here. For the time being we'll put them together. Hopefully the crop is going to dry out fairly quickly. Right, here we are. That can stay there. Good. And yeah, we're just sort of twiddling our thumbs now, waiting for the weather to improve. Well, actually it's very good. Nice and sunny. It's just last night's rain did cause a bit of a problem. Shouldn't be too long until it's ready. Nothing we can really do. I suppose we could feed the animals if they're ready to be fed. Yes, the cows could do with some straw, but we can't actually give them straw until we've harvested the wheat. So they're going to have to wait. Grass wouldn't go amiss though. We could give them some grass. I'll have to run back to the farm though. But luckily it's not too far away. So yes, it's a good way of consuming the grass bales. We'll give one grass bale to the cows and one hay bale, or one grass bale, yep, to the sheep as well. We need to get through them as quickly as possible. So the Merlo is just around the corner here. Here we are. We're going to have to put the spike back on. And obviously I've put them in a good place now, where I know where they are. I did get kind of bored of trying to think where I've put the spikes and the grabs and stuff. There is still a round bale grab, the wrap bale grab, just where we came from just then. But what I tend to use is either the pallet fork or the square bale grab. It does seem to be easier. Okay, there we go. I don't know if the crops will even dry out this morning, because it was a wet night, so potentially we won't be harvesting until this afternoon. Now the bales are actually still strapped onto the Land Rover's trailer, just around the corner here, so we're going to have to reverse it back a bit, although there is still one grass bale there. A very unstable load, but a very quick way of getting stuff back. That should do, hopefully. Right, before I do anything, we'll have to unstrap these. I keep putting them back on. There. It's better. Right, so 2 for each animal, I assume, for each animal type. First things first, the sheep, because they're closest. You might even be able to get into the sheep pen from just around the corner. Back there, I'm not too sure. I should check. But as we know another way, we might as well just go the way we know. Okay sheep, here you go. Loads and loads of grass for you. We have so many sheep, they have to have a good supply. We're going to have no problems keeping up with the supply of grass and hay and stuff to the sheep pen. Because we've got all the hay bales, the grass bales, and we do still have the third cut of the year, which will be mostly hay bales, I'd have thought. Good. Even that hasn't put it to the maximum, so we could get away with giving them 3. But next we'll go over to the cows. How many sheep do we have? We did have 103. Have they bred? No. Okay. we'll have to wait a bit longer. I've kept their productivity up though, as much as I can do. Crops are still wet, it's a bit dark on the horizon as well, the sky. So, as long as it doesn't rain again, this afternoon should be okay. Again, I don't know if the cows are going to require 2 bales, as there's not many cows. We only have, is it 18? 16? 18. Yeah, I'm really focusing on the sheep more than anything. The sheep do seem to be better, really, because you get all the wool out of them, which is very expensive. But I suppose, yeah, the cows are good to have a daily income. Every night the milk is sold, so a good balance of everything. I think the pigs are my least favourite. I actually love pigs in real life, but to actually work with on Farming Simulator, I think they are probably the hardest to do, with the least in return. I'm not too sure. I might be wrong there. It's just because you got to go and slaughter them. You got to sell them. Whereas the cows have products, byproducts, and the sheep have byproducts and stuff, or a byproduct, wool and milk. So we'll shut the gate and we'll leave them to, I think everything else is alright. Yep, they're fine. Yeah, that sky looks a bit threatening over there for a storm. Hopefully we'll be fine, but we can never say for sure. As we have the final bale here on the spike, we might as well just take it over to the sheep. A present for you, sheep. A 3rd grass bale. Tasty. Super tasty. Very good. Everything there is perfect. Actually, we probably should give the cows a hay bale as well. Jump cut. You'll be pleased to hear the combine is now moving. It's harvesting the oilseed rape field. So that is our worker. Worker P, Peter. And, well, I'm assuming it's a male. We'll have to go and see. We'll have to go and see what the driver looks like. I suppose we could have Paul or Pauline, depending on the gender. Right, okay, so hay bale for you. That really is maximum. Everything is as full as it can be, except for the straw and the power food. Okay, you go first. Ladies first, of course. We'll park up, and then we must get over to our tractor. Actually, I'll drive the Merlo up there because we need to have the Merlo on the trailer. The combine header trailer. But we'll take the spikes off. I'll drive around the corner. I don't think there's any rush really to keep up with the combine because, as we know, the oilseed rape does take a while to fill the combine harvester, but at the same time we do need to be prepared and ready. I might actually close these doors as well. Is that a battery trolley? For what is that? A jump pack trolley? Like yeah, for jump starting machinery? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is. The door first of all, there we go, and the roller door, press a button and it goes down. Ingenious. Yep, that's ready, the pit's ready, so it can be sold and used as soon as we want to. We've got the silage bales too, so if it wasn't harvest we'd be super busy with silage, but we are kind of preoccupied here. I've not had a message saying the combine is 80% full yet, so it must be doing alright. It doesn't need us just yet. Although it would be good if it did say 80% full, because then it would mean that we'll be closer to unloading and selling, which is what we all look forward to. Sitting around twiddling our thumbs isn't the best job in the world. There it is. Oh, okay, it's taken that side to do first. Fair enough. So yes, it's just stopped. In fact, as we're here, I better sort out the obscure shape, and then the work can continue over here. Now we have actually done quite a bit of the field already. Although it might not feel like it, the headlands do add up to be quite a bit. So we'll definitely be done today. And I don't think it'll be too hard to get it done. It won't take very long at all. Hopefully we can take most of this in one pass, but I think we might have to come back up again. The combine is quite loud too, as I've noticed, so you might not be able to hear me that clearly. I should really be going the other way actually, because the whatever it's called, GPS on the header there is on that side. But I suppose it doesn't really matter for when we're doing it manually, but it also does help with keeping the combine straight and stuff, so yeah, we should always be on the left side. Oh no, the forecast is turning to rain. Great. As long as we get it done today, we shouldn't have a problem. Hopefully that rain's going to be overnight or something. Yes, so the battle is on to get this done before the rain arrives again. It's turning out to be a very wet season. So I'll head up here, and then the worker can take over. And hopefully, when the combine is full and we've unloaded, that should be enough for the trailer to be able to be tipped over at the sell point or in the yard. We're almost full. Let's jump out. Yeah, we're going to have to fly out the window there. Ugh, a load of chaff and stuff. Dust. So it's over 80%. We need to get it unloaded straight away as soon as it turns around. Hopefully it will still be able to have enough capacity left before it does turn around. Otherwise it means driving the crop, which I really don't want to do. The only other alternative is to reverse the combine back and take it off a worker. But hopefully it's going to do it. Good. Okay, I'm prepared. We better wait and see and decide where we should go. It all depends on where the combine's going to turn around. Okay, it should be alright. Please don't fill. A bit too far away. That's good. That's very good. The key is really to keep the combine moving. We just don't want it stopped at all. Okay, 91% full. I do want to get it to 100% if possible. If we go further down here, we should be able to get the rest of the trade, 8%, before the end, hopefully. And now we play the waiting game. I don't think the other tractor is going to be required. It would be if this was a wheat field, it definitely would be. But we can keep up fairly easily with the OSR. I should probably abbreviate it too, because saying oilseed rape every time is a bit of a mouthful. Come on, 8%. Oh, come on. Yes, good. So the combine is 100% empty, which means it should have probably 5 to 10 minutes of filling up again. So we can't hang about, but we can go a bit steadier than if it was wheat or barley. I need to check the price as well. The price of OSR is pretty good, 1299. That's actually very good. So if we go over to Hilltop Stores, which is very close. That is perfect. That is just the best timing ever for the right store with a good price. Come on, John Deere. You can do it. You've got the power. It's only 16 small tons behind us, plus the trailer. You can do it. Things are going pretty well. I probably shouldn't have just said that, because whenever I say that, things go terrible. Things go totally pear-shaped. You watch, I'll probably flip the trailer or something. Anyway, for those who don't know where Hilltop Stores is, basically you go to the end of this road, turn right, and then continue down that road, and it's on the left before you go down the hill. You might even be able to see it. Yeah, just about. You can just about see a building. There it is. The name is a giveaway. Hilltop Stores. It sits on the top of the hill. I'll check the price again before we tip, but it won't have changed, as we've just seen that it is static, the price. So yeah, onto here. 1299. Perfect. Is that the sell point? It looks like it might be. It is. The money is going up rapidly. And now we need to get back to the combine. £24,000. I think that is probably the best we've had, by the sounds of it. There is our wheat field. We only have 3 arable fields, but really that is plenty, because we can really keep on top of them with the fertiliser. If we get any more arable fields, as I've mentioned already, we're going to have to set the fertilising stages to 1, because otherwise we'd be doing nothing but fertilising. It would just be every day, either spreading fertiliser or spraying chemicals and stuff. So actually, in a way, having less arable fields for us is better, with more grass fields. Just depends how everybody wants me to play, but we would definitely have to reduce the amount of applications of fertiliser. Back at the field, we did that in no time. No notifications appeared saying that the combine is near to full, so there should be no rush, unless it's got stuck, which would explain everything. Oh, I see. What it's doing is the section the other side of the trees here, which is quite a good idea if it's done it neatly. Yeah, it's neatish. I think I'll take over briefly and just sort it out a bit. Everything's going well now. I've just sorted it out. It's also going dark. Well, kind of going dark. It's we're losing the sunlight at least. If we go around here, you can see that I finished off the bit the worker was doing. I also drove around here just to make it a bit easier for it, but it seems to be, until we see in a second it's going to stop, but it appears to be doing alright at the moment. As soon as it's finished this piece, if it can do this with no problem, it will be back on track. And it seems to have worked out very well. The workers have definitely improved. Much better than they used to be. And I should think it's almost ready to unload. So back into the tractor. And we'll get moving. We've already got one full tank in here, 44%. So if we unload, going back down again, that'll be a full trailer. The good news is we'll definitely get it done before the rain. What tends to happen, I've noticed, is even when for example, where the sunshine is on the forecast, even when that turns to the rain, it still takes about an hour or so at least to actually turn to rain. So yeah, even if it changed now, we'd still have enough time. Expensive wage payments. These workers, they're not cheap. The price is still good, so the next load is going to be taken to the sell point as well. We just need to get a tiny bit more in. Come on, you can do it. 2%. Okay, it obviously didn't want to do it 100%, but that'll do. That is so close to being full. Before the price changes too much, we need to go and sell this. The less we have in storage, the better, really. We have no reason to store it except for waiting for a better price, but at the moment the price does seem to be very good. We haven't had a great demand or anything, but we have just had a good price. And here we are. Load number 3, but load number 2's are here. Technically load number 4 actually. We're doing well for money. We should be able to spend that on something decent. At the moment I don't know what it's going to be spent on. Like we could get some more sheep, or we could just save it. We could get another field, or we could get some placeable buildings. But that was less than before, but I suppose it was a slightly smaller load by about 40 litres. That is a good sunset. Really pretty. As for the other direction, not really. It's just going dark. It's very pretty during the day, but at this time it's just dull. That's the pretty way. Okay, so the weather icon has just changed from sunshine to rain, so we do have about an hour left. It can be more. I could reduce the time just to ensure that we don't get the rain, but if anything, if last time was to go by, I think it took about 6 hours for it to start raining. So in theory, we should be easily okay. I'm just going to wait here and wait for the combine to summon us. A good opportunity to use our main work lights. I've not used them before, but it illuminates the field pretty well. What about the rear work lights? Must be almost all the tank. There we go. And then the finishing point will be over here. Just one very small strip left to do. There's today's thumbnail picture. All illuminated. Yeah, it isn't very often that I actually do any work at night. It's only because we're super busy and we do need to get this finished before the rain, because we really can't afford to be waiting for this particular field to dry out again. We have already waited quite a bit, so next time it would be field 34. Looks like there is a tiny piece left. I think it is going to go for it, which is good. Which means we'll be unloading just here. Done. Right, so now that is finished, what we're going to have to do is just part this up at the side of the field. Wait for it to warm up. Off we go. We'll put it over here. And that should do for tonight. As for the tractor, if the price is still good, then we can go back over to the same sell point. It's alright, it is going down. It's to be expected. Right, let's put some lights back on. This can conclude the video on a very good and very positive note. It's going to be, hopefully, at least 80,000. Brilliant. £84,000 we have now, plus what we put in storage. Obviously all the field 34 and field number 9 as well, plus the bales from field number 9, which is just over there. So yeah, financially we're actually doing fairly well now, which is nice. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.